Okay, so we're just going to do a little recap of this idea of weight versus mass. Now we know that mass is quite simply the stuff we are made of. And weight is even simpler, the force acting on that stuff. So we've got these two different things. Now, mass, the stuff we're made of, put together is measured in kilograms. And the weight, which is the force that's acting on that stuff, in this case, gravity, is measured in newtons. Okay, but there's a relationship between the two. And the third part of the relationship is the gravitational field strength. Now, this always stays the same on planet Earth. Okay, so because it's a combination of these two things put together above, it needs to be something that's combining the two. So we measure in newtons per kilogram because it's both these things. And on planet Earth, which I'll demonstrate for you now, on planet Earth, it always remains the same. Okay, so the gravitational field strength will never change on Earth unless something very drastic happens, like half of the world gets blown off, which I don't think will happen and won't happen. All right, so the gravitational field strength on Earth will always be 10 newtons per kilogram. Okay? And that's because of the gravity that's pulling down on Earth because of its shape and size. So the moon, on the other hand, because it's smaller, will have a different gravitational field strength because of its size. Okay, so that is a smaller number, but it's still measured in newtons per kilogram. Now, we've got a relationship between all these three things, and we had to go at plugging in some numbers into that, and the relationship can be put into our beautiful triangle. Now, mass, we're going to change it. We're not going to write the full word. We're just going to change it to a little m. So the little m is the mass, and that's the stuff that we are made of. Okay? The weight, which is the force that's acting on that stuff, we're going to put that as a w. And the gravitational field strength, which is always the same on planet Earth, will be 10 newtons per kilogram. So we'll put that as a little g that never changes. So we can start by plugging in some numbers to that. Now, my mass is 76 kilograms because that's the amount of stuff I'm made of. Okay, so that would go in the m. Now, if I want to work out how much force is acting on me, so I'll draw me just stood on the earth here. If I want to find out how much force is pulling on me, I would need to know the gravitational field strength, which I know never changes on Earth because it's 10. So it would be 10 newtons per kilogram. Now, I want to work what this calculation is. So we know that this means multiplication. So this times this equals my weight in newtons, which would be 760 newtons.